All right. Hello, everybody. I'm going to do this. I'm going to need a whiteboard next time. What if I have a blank as the title of this video? And I'm going to start doing these videos a little different because a lot of times I will get the same question several times or at different time periods from different people. And I think instead of me titling them a week, like week 3 video, because I was sick last week, I think it will be better to title it just what it is, and then people can use this as a reference if they need it. I can point people to it. Especially on topics that I think I have a lot to offer people. I don't think I'm some great authority on this health and fitness thing, nutrition, but I've done a lot and I've been doing it for a while, so I think this will be helpful to a lot of people, some of the things I have to say. And today is, oh, I also got a new mic, so this will be the first one with the mic. So far I like it. It makes my t-shirt look weird, but whatever. And I was going to, that board behind me, I was going to put the topic on there and this didn't really work. So I'm going to get a whiteboard from now on. I have one at the gym, several that I'm just going to use, but for today that's what it is. So. Starting a new video series kind of off. And this is a really good question, one that I've answered a lot for different reasons. I still have a thing in my throat too, so bear with me. I've answered this question a lot, so a lot of people have it, and it's a really good question because I'm sure there's a lot of either misinformation or non-information out there about it, or intuitively, I think people think they want to do something, they need to do something different with their nutrition if they have an event or something. And really, the overarching theme of this video is think about the goals. And when you think about nutrition, the main goal is to be successful in reaching your goals with body composition and maintain activity. Support your training by fuel and support your body composition. In general, people that I coach, and I think your average CrossFitter, their body composition goals are generally lean, but I want to live my life. And I think that's a great goal for your average amateur athlete, I guess would be a good way to say it. I think that's a good goal for your average athlete to have. I work out an hour a day, 5 hours a week. I play softball in the softball season. I like to do yoga. I like to run around with my kids. I skateboard. Take your pick. I hunt and fish and do hiking active things. Ride bike. So I think that's where most people that I work with and most people living a quote-unquote healthy lifestyle kind of fall in. And I like that. And for most people, that is, I want to eat healthy. I want to be relatively lean. What's relatively lean? I don't know. Look up a body fat chart. 10-ish% for men, and I'm bad with women body fat because I don't really look at the charts much. But I want to be somewhere around there. I want to be relatively athletic. I work out 5 days a week. I want to support my extracurricular activities. I want to be relatively lean. I want to be healthy. I want to live to be 70 and badass when I am 70. So if people fall into that, you're eating calories at a level that support activity but not body fat. And I should probably explain, what if I have a blank? What if I have a 5K, a 10K? What if I'm doing a local CrossFit competition? What if I'm doing the Open? What if I have a 35-mile bike ride that I got conned into signing up for? What if it's Memorial Day Murph and I have a really long, hard workout? What do? I need to change something. And in general, I don't think you need to. And here's my argument. So I Googled this before making this video because I think it's a good measure. If you run a 10K, I like a 10K because it's about 45 minutes to an hour of sustained, moderate to high level activity. Most people can relate to it. And those are two good markers for time domain and intensity. So now you can relate to it. Most people running a 10K, the average number of calorie expended is 600 calories. Okay, Bowen, I'm running a 10K today. I need to eat 600 more calories. Not necessarily. When you had your 10K, did you still work out that morning? Well, no, you probably did it for your workout. So I don't have those workout calories in there. So really, it's not even 600 calories. It's probably closer to 3-ish, maybe less. Okay. Is 300 calories in the grand scheme of a 2,500 calorie diet going to make a huge difference for one day? Probably not. You probably have enough reserves for that one day. On that day, would I get calories from some other source? Like maybe I had a bagel after I ran. Maybe I used electrolyte gel packs, which I'm torn about, to be honest. I think I like them, but I'm torn. I'll give my reasons for why I like them in a minute. But so you've put all of that together, and if I run a 10K competitively, do I need to add calories that day? That's why I don't think so. Is it okay if you add some? Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's a good answer. Now, what if we're talking a day-long CrossFit competition that has, say, 4 events, or a 2 or 3 day long CrossFit competition that has, say, 8 to 10 events? Now that's a little different. But, so let's think leading up to the competition. Do I need to start adding in calories? Oh boy, we're going down a rabbit hole here. That's okay. This can be a long video. Maybe I should make that a different video. Yeah, different video. Do I need to change my training leading up to a CrossFit competition? No, I'm going to make a different video on that. You know what? I'm going to write it down right now so I don't forget. Do I need to change my nutrition leading up to a competition? Sorry, I can't write and talk at the same time. Bear with me. Okay, do I need to change my nutrition leading up to a competition? I would say no. However, are you reaching your body composition goals? So you're going to, nutrition is a lifelong thing, but let's be realistic. have points where we slack off a little more, and we have points where we are a little more strict. So leading up to the competition, I would say at least 8 weeks you want to dial in your nutrition. What would be even better than 8 weeks? 12 weeks. What would be even better than that? Living a healthy lifestyle all the time. But let's say 12 weeks. 12 weeks. Why 12 weeks? I have a good 4 weeks to figure out where I should be eating for my goals. Generally, you're probably going to want to get a little leaner, so you're going to be in a little bit of a deficit. And that's good. 4 weeks to figure it out. 4 to 6 weeks to meet that goal. And if you meet that goal, now we can move back to maintenance for the last 2 weeks or so. If what is the main goal is to meet your nutrition goals in activity and body composition, if you don't feel your activity level is adequate for preparing for this competition, you do not have enough calories. If your body composition is not meeting your goals for a competition, generally you want to be as lean as possible in a CrossFit competition. Other sports have different requirements. So just think about whatever your sport requires. If it's a weight-based sport with weight classes, that might be different. You need to meet a weight class. You need to meet those body composition goals. And if you're not there with what you're doing, or if you are there with what you're doing, keep doing that. You don't need to change anything except maybe moving to maintenance going into that competition because we met our body composition goals. Where's I going with that? Leading up to the competition. Okay, so 12 weeks leading up, you want to have good nutrition, you want to dial it in, and you want to be meeting your nutrition goals. Now, should I pack in a bunch of calories a few weeks before? Probably not, right? Is that going to change our body composition? Yes, absolutely. Is it going to change our activity level? Perhaps. We're going to have more calories. We're going to be able to work out more. And that's okay, but, and I'll cover this in probably another one, moving up to that competition, how are you training? You only need to increase your calories if you have more activity. So if you're adding in 20 minutes of weightlifting 3 days a week, yeah, now we need to consider that when we dial in our calories. So long story short, 12 weeks out, long story long, 12 weeks out, that's when we dial in our nutrition. That gives us a good 4 weeks to figure it out, a good 6 weeks to meet our nutrition goals, and 2 weeks to, if we met our nutrition goals, go back into maintenance. Day of a 1 or 2 day CrossFit competition. Now we're going to want to think about extra fuel. And we want it to be from a good source. And the tricky part is it needs to be a usually quick source. So say what you want about them, but bars, pouches, powders, that type of stuff, I don't have a problem with it. Especially, but good whole sources, your nuts, fruits, think easy on your stomach, easy to digest, and quick. Simple proteins, fruits, maybe vegetables, but if you got your fruits, you're going to get your good carbohydrates with some fiber that you need for that day. Seeds and nuts for some good fat and calories. Think about what is easy on your stomach. And one thing you can try, this is a good idea, maybe a few weekends or a few days, a few weeks before the competition, take a day or two and maybe change the calories a little bit because you're not going to need to add in extra, but think about or try to eat how you're going to eat at a competition. See how you feel on that. A good thing to do would be to do it on a training day to see if you can eat and perform that same day on what you're planning to eat. I think that's a good idea. I just thought of that on the cuff. And beyond that, extra calories, I don't know if you need to really think, oh, I did 4 workouts today. That is 3 hours of activity. I need to add 1,200 calories or however math you want to do it. I don't know if you need to do that. That would be a good day to take 2 days and eat intuitively. 12 weeks leading up to the competition, you watch what you were eating. You know how to eat based on feel. That day is going to be a good day to fuel throughout the day in a healthy manner to perform that day and the day after if you have that. And I get this, so that's competition. That would apply, I covered it earlier, if you have a hard workout, right? I'm doing Murph today. I'm doing a 35-mile bike ride. Yeah, we need to fuel more. It's a rare thing. You don't need to change your nutrition. If you're watching what you're eating leading up to it, you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. You're eating to perform. You're preparing yourself. Hydrate for sure. I learned with electrolytes. I did a 35-mile bike ride, and as a primarily yogi and CrossFit athlete, I don't bike for 3.5 hours straight. And by hour 3, I was a little dehydrated, not bad, but I started cramping just because I'm not used to that time. So that's something to consider. You want to hydrate on those days to replace liquid that you're losing, and maybe consider some electrolyte powder or pouches or goos or whatever. I like the goos. I like the, and I would just use them as directed by the package because I can't give a blanket statement on how to use them, but every package has, I'm looking at one right now, 15 minutes before and every 45 minutes. That's on GU. G-U. Check my notebook. Day before I got day of and leading up to. I think I hit those. And this kind of goes along with it. Day to day. So general, when I am training, day to day. Oh, today was a 20-minute workout, tomorrow's a 40-minute workout. Do I need to add those calories in? No, because you look at, we eat for 2 weeks, training like we normally train, tracking, figuring out what our maintenance is or what we're doing on set amount of calories. We take that time I'm debating if I want to start this video over. We'll keep it going. You take that time to figure out average in 2 weeks how many calories you need for those 2 weeks. It's not really a day-to-day thing. It's a 2-week time period. So if day 1 you're 100 calories short, day 2 you're 100 calories over, day 3 you're right on, it averages out to be right on. And that's what you got to think is activity level day to day is supported. Now if you add something in, extra weightlifting session, a 20-minute walk, I start biking 3 days a week, now every week you upped your average activity level per day. Now we got to change something. But changing it day to day based, and I'm thinking CrossFit workouts here because one day might be a 10-minute weightlifting session and a 20-minute AMRAP, and another day might be a 45-minute long, drawn-out workout. So one day is 30 minutes, one day is 40 minutes, but it's an hour class. Anyway, I'm thinking about day to day, it's a little different, but on average, it's going to stay the same. And that's what we got to think about, on average, that we're the same. If your activity level changes, that's when we need to readdress it. I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to start another video right after I hit stop on a similar topic, but I'm a little long on this one, and I want to keep it at thinking about competition leading up to and going into it. So stop there. I'm going to come back with another one on this.